I know that we live in an age of perversion. Let's be honest, there is more sex available online today than ever before. The average teenage boy sees more naked women in a week than a medieval king would have seen in a lifetime. Most people's TikTok feeds are either food recipes or thirst traps. Doesn't matter how much you try and change the algorithm. But what happened this week with Lil Tay has taken the cake. For those of you unaware, Lil Tay has turned 18 this week. A milestone, which usually welcomes a job, rent, and taxes, but instead has exposed a problem that is so fundamentally wrong with society, and exposed just how many sick and twisted perverts there truly are walking amongst us in silence, like ghosts with boners. Lil Tay celebrated her 18th birthday by opening up an OnlyFans account and flooding the already polluted internet ocean with even more revealing photos. And she genuinely looks like she could not be happier. Like, when did this happen? When did this become a thing? When did this sort of behavior become so glamorized? Now, I will not tell someone what to do with their life or with their time, but you have to admit that there is something that feels disturbingly sick about using the concept of freshly turning 18 to sell their OnlyFans. She's never been a stranger to controversy. You know, she started her career, if you can call it that, at the age of 9 by posting all of these videos about how rich she was and about how I was a loser for still living with my mother. She had all these fancy ass cars and was just flaunting extreme wealth. By the way that she was able to do this was because her mom, Angela, was a real estate agent who focused on upmarket homes. So whenever she had open homes for her clients, she would get Lil Tay in to film these videos. She got fired for that eventually, obviously. But hey, I have to hand it to her, dude. It was unique and it was very creative. When I was 9, I was hideously overweight and just spent all day watching The Simpsons. She eventually disappeared from the internet altogether. Her parents were going through a pretty nasty custody battle, but she did make a reappearance in 2023 when she orchestrated a death hoax. That was nuts. People genuinely thought that she died and felt really bad for her. People were talking about the price of early fame and how her mother pushed her into the spotlight at such a young age. But she didn't die. No, instead, she used the heartwarming and totally not insensitive topic of child death to promote a music video. Yup, she released a song called Sucker for Green and used her death to promote the release. Very cool. She apparently also had open heart surgery in 2024, but I would take that with a grain of salt. Fast forward to now, and she has just turned 18. And the days leading up to her 18th birthday, she was releasing all these videos on TikTok about how she's gonna be the youngest person on OnlyFans and saying things like, "Please don't tell my mom." Once again, that just seems so off, dude. Like she's catering to the worst of the worst perverts out there. It reminds me of the term jailbait, which is used to describe a girl who either is or looks so young that you can get into trouble for perving over her. That's the sort of demographic that she is consciously making content for. Why? And it's easy to say that it's just money, but that seems like a really dark and negative place to be in. I mean, who is subscribing to and following this sort of stuff? Who are these micro pedophiles who are obsessing over the 17-year-old girl, counting down the minutes until she turns of age? And you know how much money she made? Lil Tay made over $1 million in just 3 hours. But doesn't that just talk to where we are today as a society? The internet is literally filled to the brim with porn, but yet the industry just keeps growing and growing. And women like Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue get literal worldwide attention because they have sex with 1,000 men in a single day. What do you think about this? Is this all just innocent fun? Or are we seeing the world get more and more depraved with each passing day?